This is one of our special drum lifting units. It's designed to lift hazardous drums of material. It can be used for loading drums into a container, and it can even double stack drums one on top of each other. The main feature of this one is this double power clamping head. So these two heads will actually grip the drum in two places, and it will grip the drum until you release it. So it's not like the normal gravity type clamping units. We'll demonstrate this for you now. So we have a power drive system here, so it's power drive and power lift. We switch the key on. We drive the unit and we can steer it here from the tiller. We drive towards the drum. You want to line it up so we actually come right in the middle of the drum there. You can adjust the heads, the height of the heads. There's a button up and down here on the tiller so we can lower the heads. So all we need to do is set the bottom part of the lip, which I'll show you close up later, under the lip of the drum, line up, drive in and clamp. So let's just move in now, nice and gently, just move into the middle part of the drum. As soon as you see the heads touch the drum, we can actually press the clamp button. Clamp button's on the panel here. Make sure no one is forward of this position. We press clamp. There's a clamp pressure meter here, so we can see the needle in the green. You can see both heads have clamped up, and we'll show you some close-ups of this so you can understand it better. So we can see they're both clamped. We're going to lift the drum. Again, we've got lift and lower here. We also have it on the control panel there. So we press the lift button, and then we can drive away. When you're transporting the drum around, it's good practice to keep the drum in a lower position so you can actually see through the screen over the top of the drum. Don't transport it around in a high position, which would hinder your view. So we'll move back onto the pallet now. Press the lower button. Then, to release the drum, we have to press two buttons on the panel. So we press the unclamp button twice. You keep those buttons pushed until the head fully retracts. Then we want to drop the head down a little bit, so we just press lower and then reverse away. What we'll do now is we'll pick up this open top drum here, so just maneuver the unit around. Again, just line up in the middle of this part of the drum. Nice and central. Now I can see on this one, because the drum's slightly different height, I can see that my gripping teeth there are a little bit high. So what we want to do now is just lower that down. So again, just press lower on the panel. They've dropped underneath. I can see that they're both pushed up against the drum. And then we can press clamp. So here we go again, central clamp button. Watching our clamp pressure meter, the needle's in the green. I can see they're both clamped up. Press lift. So the system's very easy to use. But the main advantage with this system is that this drum is securely fastened by two gripping heads, and we can't get that drum out of the gripping head until we actually choose to release it. So what we'll do now is we'll drive it back into the pallet, and I'll show you, I'll simulate us doing it wrong where we try and drop the drum half on the pallet. On a normal type of gripping head, the drum would simply be released and the drum would fall out. So let's just drive it forward. So we're part on the pallet there. So we'll press lower. Okay, now you can see now the heads are still connected to the drum. And as I say, on a typical gravity release unit, it literally would just release now and the drum would be, wanting to fall off the pallet. Even if we go backwards on our unit, so I'm actually driving backwards now, you can see the heads pulling back. So it would literally pull that drum off the pallet but still be connected to the lift device. So let's come forward, press lift. Bring it back onto the pallet. Lower down. What we'll do now is we'll demonstrate the same thing again on the open top drum. So again, 2 fingers to release, press the unclamp button at the same time. Again, fully retract them. Press lower, and then reverse, and away we go. So let's bring it back to the open top drum. So again, just drive nice and centrally. As we approach the drum, are we low enough? Like you can see here, we are low enough, so that's fine. Gently bring it forward, so you see the heads move, so we know we're in contact with the drum. We can now press the clamp button. Clamp pressure up into the green. Quick visual check of the heads. I can see them both clamped securely. Press lift. Bring it back off the pallet. Let's make it a good way so we can actually... So now we'll lower this down. As I say again, with the typical gripping head, the drum will fall out. We can lower. We try and drive backwards. We still stay connected to the drum. So this is the advantage of this type of powered gripping head. I'll demonstrate now the lift height, so you can see the sort of lift height we can achieve should you want to stack one drum on top of another. Important thing to remember when it's stacking drums, you have to have drums that are designed to stack on top of each other. Lots of drums aren't designed to actually stack, and they could be actually one slip off the other, so you have to be careful with that. Let's lower it back down. Forward again onto the pallet. Lower down. Fully retract the clamping head. Press the lower button again, and then we can back away. Okay, we're now looking close up on the 2 gripping heads. So I'm going to drive in nice and slowly now, right in the middle of the drum. As you can see, just moving in nice and slowly. We touch the drum now. You can see the gripping heads move. And you can see here that the bottom of the gripping head is underneath the lip of the drum on both units. So you can visually see that. So now when I press the clamp button, right, that's it. Both heads are gripped. Again, quick visual check. I can see they're both gripped, and the gauge is in the green on our clamp pressure meter. And then we can press lift on the panel, and then down. Press unclamp. Press down once more, and then reverse. Okay, we're now looking at the tiller assembly. There's a key at the back here. So basically here there's a key, we switch the unit on. Here we have a horn, so this is a horn. Then this is the lower button for the carriage. Press lower or lift. We have 2 butterfly throttles here. These are linked together. So be very gentle with these. So when we go forward, just nice and gentle movements. And the same backwards, just press the bottom. let go, it'll stop. This is the auto reversing button. So if we're coming backwards, this button touches your body, the drive will change into forwards and drive away from you until you let go of everything, then it will reset in the normal direction. The tiller has an operational range, so if you let go of the tiller and it goes up, the unit will stop. So it must be within an operational range of the tiller and not against the end stops. Now looking at the rear control panel of the unit. On the top here we have our clamp pressure gauge. So we have a red segment at the bottom and a green segment. When we clamp the unit up, if we press the clamp button, both the grips must be closed and the needle must be in the green section. This shows you have enough clamp pressure exerting force on the gripping head. There is an accumulator in the circuit to assist with this. We're now looking at this area. So we have repeated lift and lower buttons, so lower and lift. Then this is your clamp and release panel. So the middle one, it's a single finger, press the button to clamp up, and as we say, the clamp pressure meter will go up into the green, which you need to look for. And then to release, you actually have two buttons here. You have to press these at the same time and press them continually till the clamp is fully released. Then if we pan down a bit more, this is here we can see our emergency stop. So to take power from the unit, push this down, that switches off all power to the unit, then pull up to reset. Over this side we have our battery condition meter, which reads actually how much charge is in the batteries. It's very important to keep the batteries charged up. We don't want the batteries becoming low. It's always a good idea to keep the unit nice and topped up. Then we have a battery connection, which is up here on the mast. So if we just pan up, we plug our charging cable into a socket on this right hand side. When it is being charged, there is a charging light which is here, and this charging light will be illuminated when the power is switched on to the unit.